श्रीनिवासेति श्रेष्ठतया पात्रं गुणान्वितः कौशिकोऽनन्तरङ्गार्यश्चिरं विजेतां भुवि यस्तात्मीयभरं वरप्रदगुरो वैराग्यभाग्यो दधो वेदान्तामृतसारवन्तमनघात् श्रीश्रीनिवासाद्गुरोः श्रीशैलान्वयकौस्तुभस्य श्रेयोनिधे श्रीनिधेः वन्दे साधुकटाक्षकेळिनिलयं श्रीकृष्णसद्देशिकम् श्रीनारायण योगीन्द्रवरदारि कृपाश्रयं रङ्गेशपादविनतं श्रीनिवासमुनिं भजे श्रीविष्णुचित्तपदपङ्कजसङ्गमाय चेतो मम स्पृहयते किमतः परेण नो चेन्ममापि यतिशेखरभारतीनां भावकथं भवितुमर्हति वाग्विधेयः अविकाराय शुद्धाय नित्याय परमात्मने सदैकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे सर्वजिष्णवे यस्मादिदं जगदजायत यत्र तिष्ठत्यन्ते समस्तमिदमस्तमुपैति यत्र तस्मै नमः सरसदादिविकल्पशून्यचैतन्यमात्रोपुषे पुरुषोत्तमाय विधेश्च विदुषामिष्टदायिने तार्क्ष्ययायिने नमस्तु रङ्गतुण्डाय स्वात्मने जगदात्मने अंशैः षड्भिः समाकीर्णमङ्गैर्वेदमिवापरम् पुराणं वैष्णवं चक्रे स्तं वन्दे पराशरम् तत्त्वेन यश्चिदचिदीश्वर तत्स्वभावभोगापवर्गतदुपाय गतिरुदारः सन्दर्शयन्निरमिमीतपुराणरत्नं तस्मै नमो मुनिवराय पराशराय पराशरमुखान् वन्दे भगीरथनये स्थितान् कमलाकान्तकारुण्यगङ्गाप्लावितमद्विधान् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। परम्परायै नमः। I offer my pranams to all the Bhagavatas in this satsanga and continue with the next session. We had just completed the 8th chapter of the 4th Amsha of Sri Vishnu Puranam, where the Vamshanacharita of Pururavas is going to be is being told. His eldest son, Pururavas' eldest son, is Ayu, and his Vamsha is being told. Ayu had 5 sons, Nahusha and Kshatravruddha, Rambha, Raji and Anenas. In that, Kshatravruddha had a son by name Kashya, and that Kashya's Vamsha was told so far, in which a very famous King Alarka, who ruled over the entire earth for 66,000 years, his greatness is being sung even today. That was told. Now, another son of Pururavas is Raji. So Raji's Vamsha, his Vamsha is going to be told by Sri Parashara. Sri Parasharaha Rajestu Panchaputrajata Anyatula Balaparakrama Saranyasan. Rajestu Pancha Putrashatani. He had 500 sons who were all extremely powerful, and they were very Parakrama, Bala, Sara means Thairya. They were known for their stability and Dridhate and all that. So he had 500 sons. Deva Surasangramarambhecha Paraspara Vadhepsavaha Devascha Surascha Brahmanamupetya Paprachuhu. And there was a war starting between Devas and Asuras, the gods and the demons. And at the beginning, each wanted to destroy the other, and both Devas and Asuras, they go to Chaturmukha Brahma and ask him, Bhagavan asmakamatra virodhe katamah paksho jeta bhavishyati iti. When we are going to fight, O Lord Brahma, which side is going to win? They asked him. Athaha Bhagavan, Chaturmukha Brahma tells him, Yeshamarthe rajiratma tayudho yotsati tat paksho jeteti. In whose side Raji, being well armed, he fights, that side is going to win, he says. अथ दैत्यैरुपेत्य रजिरात्मसाहाय्यदानाय अभ्यर्थितः प्राह. Then all the Daityas go first to Raji and then ask him, can you please help us in this war? We want to win. The Daityas go and ask him. योत्स्येऽहं भवतामर्थे यद्यहम् अवरजयात् भवताम् इन्द्रो भविष्यामि इति आकर्ण्यैतत् तैरभीतम्. He says, I am willing to fight on your side, but I have one condition. If we win over the gods, I want to become the Indra, he says. Then they listen to that, the Daityas, and they say thus, न वयमन्यथा वदिष्यामः अन्यथा करिष्यामः. They say that we don't say something and then do something else. अस्माकमिन्द्रः प्रह्लादः तदर्थमेव अयमुद्यमः इत्युक्त्वा. They say that our Indra is only Prahlada, and for that reason only we are fighting the god so that Prahlada can become the Indra. They said, so the war is only for that reason, which means they did not accept Raji's offer that he wants to become the Indra. Ityuktva gateshu asureshu devairapi asavavanipatihi evameva uktaha. And so they went back being disappointed. And after that, Devas, the gods, approached Raji and they asked him the same thing, that we want, can you please help us and fight on our side, and we want to win over the Daityas. तेनापि च तथैवोक्ते देवैरिन्द्रस्त्वं भविष्यसि इति समन्विच्छितम्. But the gods agreed to his condition that, yes, we agree to your condition that if we win over the Daityas, you will be the Indra, they said. रजिनापि देवसैन्यसहायेन अनेकैः महास्त्रैः तदशेषमसुरबलं निषूदितम्. So Raji helped Deva, the army of Devas, and with using variety of weapons and all that, that entire demons were destroyed. अथ जिता हरिपक्षश्च देवेन्द्रो रजिचरणयुगलमात्मनः शिरसा निपीड्याः. So after winning, when Indra, what he did, he went and fell at his feet, Raji's feet, and then he says thus, भयत्राणात् अन्नदानात् भवान् अस्मत्पिता अशेषलोकानाम् उत्तमोत्तमो भवान् यस्याहं पुत्रः त्रिलोकेन्द्रः. He says, you protected me from the fear of the Daityas, and you have given us food, annadanat, bhavan asmatpita, you are our father, you are my father, ashesha lokanam uttamottamaha, you are the most supreme in all the worlds, bhavan yasya aham putraha trilokendraha. So I am your son, so you are Trilokendra, and my Indra, I was the Indra, and I am now your son, he says. Then the king understood what he meant. He said, Sacha Piraja Prahasyaha. So he smiled and said thus, Raji, Yevamastu, Anatikramaniyahi, Vairipakshadapi, Anekavidha, Chatuvakya Pranatirityuktva, Swapuram Jagama. He says, okay, let it be so, let it be so. I understood your tricky words, what you did. This just you played this trick, I understood that. He says, Anatikramaniyahi Vairipakshat api Anekavidha Chatuvakya Garbha Praniti. The way you bowed down to me at my feet, fell at my feet with all these words, it shows that you have something in your mind. And then he said, you want to become, you are calling me your father, and you are you are entitled to this also. So you become the Indra, I am going back, he said. He gave back his Indratva, Indra Padavi, and went back to his place. So that explanation commentary is there. Pranati Ranatikramaniya, Pranatad Rajyam na Grahyam iti Rajadharma. So one who has fallen at your feet, from that fellow you are not supposed to, you should not take kingdom, his kingdom. You have to win over enemies and win over kingdom, and not accept from one who has fallen at your feet. He is the Rajadharma. So he did not accept. He knew that that is the reason why Indra fell at his feet, that he did not want to give that. Shatakratu Indratvam Chakara, and Indra Shatakratu becomes the Indra as usual. He retained his position. स्वर्याते तुरजौ नारदर्षिचोदिताः रजिपुत्राः शतक्रतुमात्मपितृपुत्रम् समाचारात् राज्यं याचितवन्तः. And once Raji passed away, and then Narada comes to Raji's sons and then tells them that you are actually entitled. Your father has won over the Indra Padavi and he has returned it back to him, but you are actually entitled being his sons. So go and ask him, they say. So they go to Shatakratu Indra and they say that Atma Pitruputram Samacharat Rajyam Yachitavantaha. That is explained in the commentary. Achara Samacharat Pitradayad Nyayat. We are the actual sons of Raji. So we are entitled to this position because he has won over that and he was given to you. We are actually entitled that is our right, birthright, they say. And then they ask Indra that now you give us the position back. Apradanena cha vijitya indramati balinaha swayam indratvam chakruhu. And they were very powerful and Indra did not agree to give. So they defeated him and then they got the Indra Padavi. They got it. They won over him. ततश्च बहुतिथे काले ख्यतीते बृहस्पतिमेकान्ते दृष्ट्वा अपहृतत्रैलोक्ययज्ञभागः शतक्रतुरुवाच. And Indra, because he was not in a position, nobody was offering Havis to him. And whatever Havis was being offered, it was going to whoever sitting in the Indra Padavi, Raji's sons. So he was deprived of his Havis Bhaga. So when he was just roaming around one day after a long time, he saw Brihaspati alone. Brihaspati, who is the Devaguru, he saw him alone. And then he tells him, Apahrita Trailokya Yajnabhagaha Shatakratuhu. So he says that such Badari Phalamatramapyarhasi Mamapyayanaya Purodasha Khandam Datum Ityukto Brihaspatiruvacha. Oh Brihaspati, do something so that at least I get a Badri Phala Gatra Purodasha, that is the Havis Purodasha that is offered in the Yajnas. At least a very small quantity, that Badri Phala, that quantity at least, that in Kannada we say Elchi Handu. So like, at least that much, have a Purodasha, at least I should get like that, do something. He says, why can't you help me do something like that, he says. And for that Brihaspati replies, Yadyevam tvayaham purvameva choditasyam tanmaya tvadartham kima kartavyam iti alpairevahobihi tvam nijam padam prapayishyami iti abhidhaya tesham anudinam abhicharakam buddhimohaya shakrasya tejo vivruddhaye juhava. He says, Yadyevam tvayaham purvameva choditasyam. If you had told me earlier itself, Tanmaya Tvadartham Kim Akartavyam, what is that which I should not do for your sake? If you had told me earlier itself, I would have told anything, he says. For that, the commentary, it is explained why Brihaspati replied like this. पुरोधसापि यजमानचोदितेनैव काम्यं कर्म कर्तव्यं न तु अन्यथा. So if kamya karmas has to be done, even the whoever is the Brahaspati for the Guru, for the king, he should not do by himself unless he is asked by the king. So the king has to ask him specifically, or the Brahaspati has to be requested specifically by the Yajmana that I want to do this Kamya Karma. Otherwise, he should not do by himself. So tadichhayaः ajñātatvat iti abhiprayatyaः ityevamiti. So he did not know his desire, and Indra expressly did not ask him, so he had not helped him. That's why he replied like that, is explained in the commentary. So he says, what is there that I should not do? I will definitely do very soon. In very few days you will get your position back. He says, I'll make you get your position back, and said. And then every day he started doing abhicharika karma. That is told in Atharva Veda and all that. There are many karmas, Shyana Yaga and all those things are abhicharaka karmas are there. And why he did that was in order to create buddhi moha, in order to create delusion to all the Indra who is presently there, Raji's son, and also in order to for the increase of the tejas of Chakra, that is the real Indra who was there earlier. So he started doing Abhicharaka karma every day. Te chapitena buddhimohena vibhuyamana brahmadvisho dharmatyaginaha vedavada parang mukha babhuhu. So because of that Abhicharika, effect of the Abhicharika karma, they they had buddhi moha, and they were totally confused. They didn't know what is dharma and all that, and they became brahmadvishaha. They started hating Brahmins, and dharmatyaginaha, they gave up dharma, and they were opposed to Veda. Whatever Veda says, they started opposing what Vedas teach. Vedavada parangmukhaha babhuvuhu. Tatastan apeta dharmacharan indro jaghana. And because they lost all the dharmacharane and their tejas reduced, and Indra's tejas having increased, he killed all of them. पुरोहिता अप्यायित तेजाश्च Shakro Divamakramat, and with the tejas which he got, increased tejas because of the yaga, the abhicharaka karma that Purohita did, Brahaspati did, he occupied his position back. Etadindrasya swapadachyavanath arohanam shrutva purushaha swapadabhramsham dauratnyam chanapnoti. So one who listens to the story of how Indra lost his position and again he regained it back. Whoever listens to that person will never lose his position, and he will also not become wicked. He will always be good, and he will always keep his position. That is the phala for one who listens to this story. Parashara says, Rambhastu anapatyo bhavat. The other son was Puravas was Rambha, who did not have any children. Kshatravrddha Pratikshatra Bhavat. Kshatravrddha son was Pratikshatra. Tat putraha Sanjayaha tasyapi vijayaha tasmat chajagne kritaha. And Pratikshatra had a son by name Sanjaya. His son was Jaya and his son Vijaya, and he had a son by name Krita. Tasya cha Haryadhanasutas Sahadevaha Tasmadadinaha tasya Jayatsenaha tatasya Sankritihi Tatputraha Kshatradharma ityete Kshatravrdhasya Vamshaha. And Kshatravrdha's Vamsha this is how it is. The Haryadhana's son was Sahadeva, and then Tasmat Adinaha, and Adina's son was Jayatsena, and his son was Sankriti, and his son Kshatradharma. And so this is the Vamsha of Kshatravrdha, who is one of the sons of the second son of Pururavas. Tato Nahusha Vamsham Pravakshyami. And after that, now I am going to tell you Nahusha's Vamsha, Parashara says. With that, so here Purvam Kshetravrdhat Suhotro Grutsamada Dvijati Vamshakruduktah Yatu Pratikshetraha Kshetraika Vamshakruduchyate Kshetravrdhasutah Pratikshetro Abhavat Ityadina. So the earlier what was told, the Vamsha of Kshetravrdha was earlier also told, Kashya and all that. They are supposed to be the sons of Suhotra, of Kshetravrdha's son Suhotra, and they are actually Brahmins. Gritsamadat Dvijati Vamshakraduktaha. Dvijati Vamsha, they were all the Brahmins, this thing. Here, only the Kshatriya Vamsha is going to be told, is explained in the commentary. That completes the 9th chapter. So next it is the 10th chapter. Iti Shri Vishnu Purane Chaturthe Vamshe Navamodhyayah. अथ दशमोऽध्यायः श्रीपराशरः यति ययाति संयात्यायाति वियाति कृतिसंज्ञा षट्पुत्रा महाबलपराक्रमा बभूवुः. Nahusha's Vamsha is going to be told now. Yati, Yayati, Samyati, Ayati, Vyati, and Kriti. These are all Nahusha's 6 sons, and they were very powerful, valiant sons. Yatistu rajyam naichat. Yati did not want the kingdom. Yayatistu bhubhrad abhavat. Yayati became the king. Ushanasascha duhitaram devayanim varshaparvanim cha sharmishtham upayeme. And Yayati marries the son of Ushanas, who is Devayani, that is Shukracharya, and Vrishaparva's son Sharmishtha, also he married. Atra Anuvamsha Shloko Bhavati. Here the Anuvamsha Shloka is told like this. Yadum cha durvasun chaiva devayani vyajayata druhyum chanum cha purun cha sharmishtha varsha parvani. So Devayani had 2 sons, Yadu and Durvasu, and Sharmishtha, who is the daughter of Vrishaparva, she had Druhyu, Anu, and Puru. 3 sons she had. Kavyashapa Acha, Kalenaivayatir Jarama Vapa, and Shukracharya gives him a Shapa, and Ayati gets old age very early, immediately, Akala, because of the Shapa of Shukracharya. And then he go and begs him and requests him that it's not, you should not do like that. And he tells him, please pardon me. And then he asks him, requests him, Prasanna Shukravachana Acha, and Shukracharya being pleased, Swajaram Sankramaitum Jyeshtham Putram Yadmuvacha. And he then with that, Shukracharya says, I cannot make you get rid of this, but you can exchange it with somebody. He says, if somebody is with somebody's youth, you can exchange your old age if you want, he says. So he goes to his eldest son Yadu and asks him, can you take my old age and then give me your youth? He says, Vatsa tvan mata maha shapat iyam akalenaiva jara mamopasthita. And because of your maternal grandfather's shapa, I have got akala jara. That is, when I was young itself, I have got this old age problems. So tamaham tasyeva anugrahate bhavatah sancharayami. With his own grace, I can give my old age to you. Ekam varshadhasramatruptosmi vishayeshu tadvayasa vishayanaham bhoktumichhami. 1,000 years. Now I am not satisfied with my all sensual pleasures, Vishaya Bhoga, and for 1,000 years I want to enjoy with your youth. He says, Natra bhavata pratyakhyanam kartavyam ityuktaha. sayaduhu naichattam jaramadatum. He says, you should not talk to me in return without telling anything. You have to give me your youth. I want to give my old age to you. He says, but Yadu did not agree to that. He says, no, I don't want, I'm not interested, he says, to take your old age. Tam chapita shashapa tvat prasutirnarajyarha bhavishyati. So he curses him that your children will not get kingdom, he says, get to rule the kingdom. Anantaram cha durvasum durukhyamanum cha prithivipatiर्जरा grahanaartham swayavana pradhanaya cha abhyarthayama. So after that he goes to Durvasu and then Drukyu and then Anu. All these one by one he goes and asks them that please take my old age and give me your youth, he says. And Tairapi ekaikena pratyakhyataha tanchachapa, and all of them told that they all refused to give their youth to him in exchange for his old age, and he curses all of them. Atha sharmishtha atanayam ashesha kaniyamsam purum tathaivaha. He goes to Puru, who is the youngest son of all of them, and son of Sharmishta and youngest of all of them, and he goes and tells him the same thing. Sachati pravanamatihi sabahumanam pitaram pranamya mahaprasado ayamasmakamityudaramabhidaya jaram jagraha. He says he is a very wise person, and with great respect he bows down to his father and said, oh, I am really being graced by you, and I am willing to give my youth. And he gives him and takes his old age. Swakiyam cha yauvanam swapitre dadau. His youth he gives it to his father. Sopi pauravam yauvanamasadya dharma avirodhena yatha kamam yatha kalopayanam yathotsaham vishayanschakara. So he took that Puru's youth, Yavana, and not transgressing dharmas, as desired, he enjoyed all the pleasures of the senses. Samyak cha praja apalanamakarot. He also ruled out the kingdom very well. Vishwachya devayanya cha sahopabhogam bhuktva kamanamantam prapsyami tyanudinam tanmanasko babhuva. And with Devayani, he enjoyed the company of Devayani and also a Apsaras by name Vishwachi. And daily, every day, he was enjoying all the pleasures of the senses. And he thought, I am going to reach the end. And so he was totally devoted to them. Anudinam cha upabhogataha kaman atiramya anmene. As he started enjoying day by day, and he started enjoying more and more, he thought it was most wonderful by every day. Tataschaye namagayata. And then one day he realized and then says like this. Najatu kama kamana upabhogena shamyati havisha krishna vartmeva bhuya eva abhivardhate. It's a very often quoted shloka. Najatu kama kamanam upabhogena shamyati. Kamanam upabhogena kamaha najatu shamyati. By enjoying the pleasures of the senses, the desire will never end. Even it will never end. Avisha Krishna Vartmeva Bhuyeva Vivardhate. Instead of that, as the fire keeps on increasing, as you offer havis to it, it keeps on growing more and more, increasing. The flames become brighter and bigger. Like that, it keeps on increasing only. The desire for sensual pleasures, it keeps on increasing only as the more and more you enjoy. Yat prithivyaam vrihi evam hiranyam pashavasтрiyah ekasyapi na paryaptam tasmat trushnam parityajet. All the all the grains and rice and grains and gold and all the cows and all the women, all this entire world, whatever it has, that entire thing is not sufficient for one person. And so desire is something which one has to give up, one has to renounce, because desire can never be satisfied. And the entire, all the whatever is there in this world, all the rice and gold and women, all that will not satisfy one person, even one person, he says. यदा न कुरुते भावं सर्वभूतेषु पापकं समदृष्टेस्तदा पुंसः सर्वाः सुखमया दिशः. यदा न कुरुते भावं पापकं भावं यदा सर्वभूतेषु पापकं भावं न कुरुते, when in all the beings one does not have a bad feeling, and then he will have samadrishti, he will be equally disposed towards everyone, and he that time it will be all round happiness, he will have total happiness at that time. या दुस्त्यजा दुर्मतिभिर्या न जीर्यति जीर्यतः तां तृष्णां सन्त्यजेत् प्राज्ञः सुखेनैवाभिपूर्यते. तो या दुस्त्यजा दुर्मतिभिः या न जीर्यतः न जीर्यति. Yeah. So for bad people, that which cannot be given up by bad people, wicked people. And even if as you, even old age, even when you become old, that which does not become old. So jiryataha na jiryati. That means as a person becomes old also, the desire does not get old. It remains young only. That desire, Trishna, Santyajet, one has to give up completely, totally. Who means prajnaha, one who is wise, should give up that. Sukhenaiva abhipuryate, and he becomes complete person very easily. Sukhena abhipuryate, and without any difficulty, if he gives up desire, he will become a complete person. जीर्यन्ति जीर्यतः केशा दन्ता जीर्यन्ति जीर्यतः धनाशा जीविताशा च जीर्यतोऽपि न जीर्यतः. So the, as one gets old, the hairs and all become old and they fall, and the teeth also become weak and old. But what does not get old is the desire for money, dhanasha, and jivitasha, desire to live. These two will never get old, even if one gets very old. पूर्णं वर्षसहस्रं मे विषयासक्तचेतसः तथाप्यनुदिनं तृष्णा मम तेषूपजायते. I spent 1000 years completely being totally interested in enjoying the pleasures of the senses. Tathapi anudinam trishna mama teju upajayate. Even in spite of that, after enjoying for 1000 years, every single day, my desire is only increasing, he says. तस्मादेतामहं त्यक्त्वा ब्रह्मण्याधाय मानसं निर्द्वन्द्वो निर्ममो भूत्वा चरिष्यामि मृगैः सह. So I am going to now give this up desire completely, and I am going to meditate upon Brahman, focus my mind on Brahman and meditate. And I will be unaffected by the dualities of life, nirdvandvaha, means sukha, dukkha, and all those things. And nirmamaha, I will not have anything which is mine, and with the idea that nothing is belonging to me, with the idea of non-possession. Bhutva charishyami mrgai saha. I will spend my time in the forest with all the animals and all that, he says. Parashri Parasharaha. Now Parasharar concludes. Puro sakasha dadaya jaram dattva cha yauvanam. Puro sakasha dadaya jaram dattva cha yauvanam. So he takes back his old age from Puru and then gives him back his youth. Rajye Bhishitya Purum cha prayayo tapasevanam. He makes Puru as the king, and then he goes to forest for doing tapas. दिशि दक्षिणपूर्वस्यां दुर्वसं च समादिशते प्रतीच्यां च तथा दृक्यं दक्षिणायां ततो यदुम् उदीच्यां च तथैवानुं कृत्वा मण्डलिनो नृपान् सर्वपृथ्वी prithvipatim purum sopishyvanam yayau. So he makes his kingdom the southern part, Tishi Dakshina Purvasyam, the and the eastern, that Durvasum Chasamadishati. He makes Durvasu as the person in charge. Pratichyam, that is in the on the western side, Druhyu, and on the Dakshinayam, so that is southeast. Southeast he makes Durvasu, west side Druhyu, Dakshinayam Tato Yadum, on the southern side Yadu, Udichyam Tathaivanam, northern side Anu, and he makes them Mandalinaha Nripan. So he makes them Mandalinaha Nripan, means only regional kings. So they are not the rulers of the entire area, but only the regional kings. And he made all over in charge for all the region, Sarva Prithvi Patim, for the entire earth. He makes Puru as the king, and then he goes to the forest. Iti Sri Vishnu Purane Chaturthamshe Dashamodhyayah. That completes the 10th Adhyaya of Sri Vishnu Purana, which is the story of Yayati, we heard. Then Parashara continues, Ekadasha Adhyaya, 11th chapter. Shri Parashara Atah Param Yayatehe Prathama Putrasya Dor Vamshamaham Kathayami. And Yayati's first son, Yadu, his Vamsha I am going to tell you. He says, Yadu Vamsha is going to be told now. Yatra Asheshalokanivasaha Manushya-siddha-gandharva-yakshara-akshasa-guhyaka Kim Purusha-apsaraso-ragavihaga-daitya-danava-aditya Rudra Vasu Ashvi Marudeva-rishibhihi Mumukshubhihi Dharmartha-kama-moksha-arthibhischa Tat-tat-phala-labhaya Sadabhishtutaha अपरिच्छेद्य माहात्म्यां भगवान अनादि निधनो विष्णुरवतारा. So this is the Krishna Avatara. He says later on it's going to come in detail. He is just a mention here. He says Yatra, in that Yaduvamsha, Ashesha Loka Nivasaha. He has all the worlds as his place of living. Manushya Siddha Gandharva Yaksha Rakshasa Gukhyaka Kimpurusha Apsarasa Uraga, Vihaga, Daitya, Danava, Aditya, Rudra, Vasu, Ashvi, Marut, Devarshi, Vihi, Mumukshuvihi, Dharmarthakam, Moksha, Arthibhischa. All these beings, all these people, and those who are desirous of liberation and those who are also desirous of other Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and all that, Tattat Phala Labhaya, so that they can, in order that they can attain the desired fruits, all the Chaturvida Purusharthas, depending on their desire. Sada Vishtutaha, one who is always being eulogized, Aparichedya Mahatmyam Shena, and that is which boundless, that is unbounded Mahatmya, excellence he has. With that Amsha, Bhagavan Anadi Nidhanaha Vishnu Avatatara. And Vishnu, who does not have beginning or end, and who is well known as Bhagavan, and who is the Supreme Lord, being endowed with the Shadgunya and all that, Vishnu manifested in that Amsha, in that Vamsha, Yaduvamsha, he says. Atra Shlokaha, there is, that is Yaduvamshasya Sarvautkrishtya Maha. Commentary says Sri Engalalvan that Yaduvamsha is the most excellent among all the Vamshas, because Yatra Yador Vamshe Mumukshubihi Kevala Moksharthibihi Mumukshus, and there are differentiated here Mumukshubihi Dharmartha Kama Moksharthibihi. I like that it is told. So Mumukshubihi, the meaning is Kevala Moksharthibihi, those who desire the only moksha, and those who want Dharma Artha and also moksha later on or something like that, that is told separately. Dharma Artha Kama Moksha. Moksha is being told twice, that is explained. Amshena means लीलागृहीत परिच्छिन्नमूर्ति व्यवहितत्वात् अंशः इति व्यपदेश्येन स्वरूपेण. So why is it told that Mahatmya Amshena? Amsha means only a part. So how can it be only a part? It's a Purna Avatara. Krishna Avatara means Leela Grihita. It is just his sport. So he is manifested because of that, his own Leela. And Parichinna Murti Vyavahitatvat. Because it was bound by a form, limited form. They could all see just like a human, Sri Krishna. That is why it is told as Amsha. But what is that form? Iti Vyapadeshyena Swarupena. Swarupa. That is his own. His Swarupa was only that it can be called as Sakala Manuja Nayana Vishetangataha. Sri Bhashikar says in Gita Bhashya. Like that, he had a form, a bound form like a human being, but he was in his own. That was his Swarupa. That's why it's called Amsha here. And he was in his own nature, Aprakrita Swarupa. So that is praised here. Yador Vamsham Narashrutva Sarvapapaihi Pramuchyate. One who listens to this Charitra of Yaduvamsha, one gets rid of all their sins. Yatra Vatiranam Krishna Khyambaram Brahmanara Kriti. Yatra Avatiranam Krishnakhyam Param Brahma. Parabrahman, the supreme Brahman, manifested as Krishna, taking on the form of a human in that Vamsha. Sahasrajit Kroshtu Nala Nahushadam Jnash Chatvaro Edu Putra Bhuvu. Edu had 4 sons. Sahasrajit, Kroshtu, Nala, and Nahusha. 4 sons he had. Yaduputras. Sahasrajit Putra Shatajit. Sahasrajit had a son by name Shatajit. Tasya Haihaya Hehaya Venuhaya Straya Putra Babhuhu. So Shatajit had 3 sons, Haihaya, Hehaya, and Venuhaya. Haihaya Putro Dharmaha Tasyapi Dharmanetraha Tatah Kuntihi Kuntehe Sahajit. Haihaya's son was Dharma, his son Dharmanetra, his son Kunti. Kunti had son Sahajit. Tattanayo Mahishmanyosau Mahishmatim Purim Nirvapayamasa. His son was Mahishman, who built the city of Mahishmati Nagara. Tasmad Bhadrashrenyah Tato Durdamaha Tasmad Vanakaha. And his son was Bhadrashreni, and his son was Durdama, and his son was Vanaka. His was Dhanaka. Dhanakasya Kritavirya Kritagni Kritadharma Kritaojasaha Chatvara Putra Babhuvuhu. He had 4 sons, Kritavirya, Kritagni, Kritadharma, and Kritaojas. Kritaviryat Arjunaha Saptadvipadhipatihi Bahusasro Yajne. And Kritavirya had a son by name Arjuna, who was Saptadvipadhipatihi, who was the ruler of all the 7 dvipas, and he had 1,000 arms. Bahu Sahasra Yajne. Sahasra Bahus he had. Yoso Bhagavadam, that is, he is nothing but Kartavirya Arjuna is called. Kritavirya's son is Kartavirya, his name is Arjuna. Kartavirya Arjuna, he had 1,000 arms. Yoso Bhagavadam Sham Atrikula Prasutam Dattatreyakham Aradhya. So he worshipped Dattatreya, who is Bhagavad Amsha only, and who manifested in the Vamsha of Atrikula Prasutam, Dattatreyakham Aradhya, Bahusasram, Adharma Seva Nivaranam, Swadharma Sevitvam, Rane Prithvi Jayam, Dharmataschhanupalanam, Aratibhyo Aparajayam, Akhila Jagat Prakhyatat Purushacha, Prakhyata Purushacha, Mrutyum iti etan varan abhilashitavan, Lebhecha. So he worships Dattatreya, who is none other than Bhagavadamsha Sambhuta in Atrikula, and then he gets many boons as desired. So these are the boons that are told. Bahu Sahasram, he gets 1000 arms, and then the second one is Adharma Seva Nivaranam, that is, he will never do adharma. That vara also he gets. Swadharma Sevitvam, and his Varnashrama Dharma, whatever it is, he will always follow Swadharma. Rane Prithvi Jayam, and he will win over the entire earth in wars. Dharmadaschyanupalanam, and he rules our kingdom with dharma. Aratibhyo aparajayam, and he defeat from enemies will never happen to him. He will never be defeated by his enemies. That means he will win over everyone. Akhila Jagat Prakhyata Purusha Achya Mrityum. He says, I desire my end from one who is well known in the entire world, who is very famous in the entire world. From such a person only I should die. He says, Akhila Jagat Prakhyata Purushat Cha Mrityum. Ityetan Varana Vilashitavan. He desired for all these varas, and Lebhecha, he also got all these. Teneyamasheshadvipavati Prithvi. Samyak Paripalita, and this entire the 7 dvipas of this whole Prithvi was ruled over by him. Dashayagnya Sahasranyasa Vayajat. He performed Dasha Yajna Sahasran, 10,000 yagas he performed. Tasya Shloko Adhyapi Giyate, and there is a well-known shloka after him. Nanonam Kartaviryasya Gatim Yasyanti Parthivaha Yajnairdanaistapo Prashrayena Shrutena Cha. So nobody can equal Kartaviryas, and what Kartavirya did, none of the other kings can attain, either through yajna or dana or tapas or whatever. With all that, nobody can attain the what was achieved by Kartavirya. It is sung in his name. Anashta dravyata chatasya rajye abhavat. So that is explained here. Anashta dravyata is, what does it mean? Anashteti, anashta dravyata abhavat iti upalakshanam. It is only an indication, upalakshana. Adyapi tannamo yanashta labdhehe. So even today, if we lose something, some money or any object or anything, if one remembers Kartavirya Arjuna, tells his name, they will get it back, it is said. It is well known in the world even today. Anashta dravyata chaiva tava namavikirtanate bhavishyati iti Sri Vishnu Dharme. That is told in many Puranas. Vishnu Dharma Purana, it says, and natasya dravyanashasya annashtam pratilabherasaha iti Sri Harivamshecha. And one will not lose any object, and if he loses, he will get it back. Nashtam pratilabheta. The last one also he will get back. It is told in Harivamsha. One who tells Kartavirya Arjuna's name. Kartavirya Arjuno Nama Raja Bahu Sahasravane Tasya Smaranato Vidwan Nashtadravyam Labheta Vai. So by just remembering his name and him, one will get whatever it is lost. It is so. Iti Mantra Shastra, Mantra Shastra also. So it is well known. That is proved here as Anashta Dravyata Chadasya Rajye Abhavate. Yevancha Panchashiti Varsha Sahasrani Avyahata Arogya Shri Bala Parakramo Rajyam Akarot. And Panchashiti Varsha Sahasrani, 85,000 years, he ruled over the kingdom. Avyahata Arogya Shri Bala Parakramaha, and unopposed, and he had complete good health, he had all the wealth and power and valiance and everything he had, and he ruled over the kingdom like that. Mahishmatyam Digvijaya Abhyagataha Narmada Jala Avagahana Krida Atipana Mada Kridena Ayatnenaiva तेन शेषदेवदैत्य गन्धर्वै गन्धर्वेशजेद्भुत जयेद्भूतमदावलेपोऽपि Ravana. And Ravana once come when once Kartavirya Arjuna goes to Narmada river and he was playing in the Narmada river and Avagahana, Krida, Atipana, Madaklena. So he had also drunk a lot and all that. He was playing in the waters. That time अशेष देवदैत्य गंधर्वेश जयोद्भूत मदावलेपोपी Ravana was arrogant because he had won over all the devas, daityas, gandharvas, and all those people, all the kings and all that. So he was very arrogant. That Ravana, when he came and he tries to attack him, that time, without any effort, ayatne naiva pashuriva badhva Ravana. He arrests him just like an animal. He catches him like an animal, a cow, and Swadagare ka ante sthapitaha. He puts him in solitary confinement in his kingdom, in his city. So he was so powerful, Kartavirya Arjuna. Yascha panchashiti varshadhasrobalakshana kalavasane. 85,000 years he ruled, and at the end of that time, Bhagavan Narayanam Shena Parashuramena Upasamhritaha. He was killed by Parashurama, who is Bhagavad Amshavatara only. Tasya cha putrashata pradhanaha. He had 100 sons. Panchaputra Bahuvuhu. And out of them, 5 were prominent. Shura, Shurasena, Vrishasena, Madhu, Jayadhvaja Samjnaha. Shura, Shurasena, Vrishasena, Madhu, and Jayadhvaja. These were 5 prominent sons among his 100 sons. Putra Shata Pradhanaha, Panchaputraha, Babu. Among 100 sons, 5 were prominent. Jayadhvajat Talajangha Putro Bhavat. Jayadhvaja had a son by name Talajangha. Talajangasya Talajangha Khyam Putra Shatamasit. And Talajangha had 100 sons, also called Talajangha only. Yesham Jeshto Vitihotraha Tatha Anyo Bharataha. And among them the eldest was Vitihotra, and another one was Bharata. Bharatat Vrushaha Vitihotraha Tatha Anyaha Bharata. And from him Bharata. Bharata had son by name Vrusha. Vrushasya Putro Madhura Bhavat. Vrusha had a son by name Madhu. And Tasyapi Vrishni Pramukham Putra Shatamasit. And he had 100 sons. Vrishni Pramukham, Vrishni Vamsha it is. Yato Vrishni Samjnaham Etat Gotram Avapa. Vrishni Pramukham means the one who was prominently known was Vrishni. He had 100 sons. The Madhu had 100 sons. Out of them, Vrishni was prominent. And from there, all of them became Vrishni Vamshas. Vrishni Yataha Vrishni Samjnam Etat Gotram Avapa. That Gotra became known as Vrishni. Madhu Samjna Hetushcha Madhura Bhavati. And because of Madhu, and they also were called Madhu Vamshas. Yadavascha Yadunamopalakshanaditi. And taking on the name of Yadu, they were also called as Yadavas. So that completes the Ekadasha Adhyaya, 11th Adhyaya of the 4th Amsha of Shri Vishnu Purana. It is Shri Vishnu Purane, Chaturthe Amshe, Ekadashodhyayaha Samaptaha. So the 11th chapter is completed. Now the 12th chapter is going to start, and we have only about 5 minutes. I think we can conclude here itself today, because after that we may take a break. So I think I'll conclude it here today. It will be a logical place for us to conclude here. So let us conclude today's session here. With that, I offer my pranamams to all the Bhagavatas in this satsanga. यवमेतत्पुरावृत्तमाख्यानं भद्रमस्तु वः प्रव्याहर्तविस्रब्धं बलं विष्णोः प्रवर्धतां लाभस्तेषां जयस्तेषां कुतस्तेषां पराभवः येषाम् इन्दीवरश्यामो हृदये सुप्रतिष्ठितः काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः कावेरी वर्धतां काले काले वर्षतु वासवः श्रीरङ्गनाथो जयतु श्रीरङ्गश्रीश्च वर्धताम् स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महीजाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. So we'll be taking a break for the Tirupavai season so that everyone can enjoy the Tirupavai Upanyasams. So we will be announced when the next class will continue. Will be announced to the group. Vate Ramanujaya Namaha. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Mahantu Mahadesh.